Good morning. This is Card in the Cuppa. It's that time of year when the sun is coming right in my window. Lovely for Rosie and I when we're just crafting along together. But not so good for my videos. Hi Deb. How are you? Did you get over your flu or cold? I hope you did. I'm just going to try and find you on my laptop so I can see comments. Oops. There we go. Getting better at that. Okay, so I can see comments if people comment, so that's good. And as I said, this is the time of year where I've got lovely sun streaming in my window in my craft room, and great for crafting, but not so great. Ah, you're all better now, so you can go to Hamilton Island tomorrow, Deb? Not so good when I'm crafting and doing a video, but I've got my blind right down, so it's the best I can do. Anyway, we'll see how we go. And I'm going to really try and work this StreamYard thing out where you have the, you betcha, it'll be nice and warm up there too. Where I can start my videos over on my laptop and have my phone ready just to switch to the phone camera. So I'm going to really try and work on that over this long weekend, see if I can master that. I've got my Cuppa coffee. Hope you've got yours, and I hope you're all keeping warm. Okay, so today I'm going to do a masculine card. I've got this stamp set called Vintage Tools. Let me just find it in the catalogue. I should have found that before, but I took longer making my cup of coffee because I didn't think my coffee machine was working, and that was a crisis situation, let me tell you. I thought, oh no, we'll have to go and buy a new coffee machine. But it wasn't piercing the pod. It's a DeLonghi one. It's quite a few years old now, and it wasn't piercing the coffee pod. So it took me about 15 minutes to get my coffee. So. Okay, so this stamp set, Vintage Tools, is on page 87 in the annual catalogue. It's above that Wild and Sweet stamp set, Deb, that you like. You said you really like that. Haven't got it yet, but I'm seeing some nice things being done with that one, with the koala bear and the panda and the raccoon, I think it is. Anyway, so this is the Vintage Tools. There's a few masculine stamp sets in the catalogue this year, which is really good. And there's that Here's the Man Designer Series paper, which was great for mail cards. So I made this one quickly this morning. Hi Lynn, hi Sue. I made this one quickly this morning and realised that the hammered metal embossing folder has retired. Well, it was in my retired section, so let me just have another quick look. Yeah, it's gone. So we've got the hive, the beehive one, and we've got the brick and mortar one, and we've got a timber one. Timber might be nice to get for these sort of masculine cards. So it's hard to keep up with what's retired. So I made this one. That was really simple. It's just simple stamping, bit of the texture with the embossing folder. So I thought I'd make another one because I'm going to have a masculine card class in a couple of weeks' time, and I need to get my cards ready. So I shall carefully put the phone up into the holder, and as I said, this long weekend I'm going to see if I can work out the StreamYard business so that I can just switch. But until I do that, you have to go with the flow and come on this journey with me with my phone. Okay. So let me pull that forward a little. Whoa, not too far because that'll fall off my shelf. Okay, let me see if I can zoom up a little bit. Okay, so I apologise for the sun. Isn't that sad when you've got to apologise for the sun after all the rain we had? see, it's still just coming in that little bit. Let me see if I can put my blind down. Still got a little bit, but that is as far down as I can get my blind. So we'll have to just work with that. So I think that's pretty good. Okay, so here's the stamp set in the annual catalogue on page 87. And this is the one that you were talking about, Deb, that you really liked. I haven't got it yet. Tempted. Oh my God, I've got too much. I've got my big pre-order box behind me that I haven't even opened yet. Oh my God. Anyway, and there's this masculine one. Well, it doesn't have to, they don't have to be masculine. They can be for females too. But I've got that one and that paper, and that's really great paper. You could use that paper on with any of the stamp sets. I've got the boat, Let's Set Sail. Bring that over a little bit. I've got Whiskey Business, and I've got Vintage Tools. I've got Ocean Front. Yeah, so there's quite a few options in here for masculine cards. So I really like this one because my hubby loves his tools, and he likes his power tools, and he likes his old hand tools. And our son Matt is doing a carpentry apprenticeship, so I thought I can use this stamp set for my boys in my life. But the other thing I got yesterday or the day before was the Textured Chic bundle. The paper, the dies, and the stamp set. And I'm going to use a piece of this paper on the masculine card. So this is the paper. I don't know if anybody else has got it. It's beautiful. Hang on. I did have a nice birthday, Deb. Thank you. I didn't have to work, so that was really nice. My lovely work colleague wouldn't let me work. And I'm just going to have a sip of coffee. And so that was nice. So I went up to the cafe where Olivia's working now, Bell & Co. up at Long Jetty. And she made me a beautiful coffee and a muffin, because she makes the muffins in the morning. And we sat there for a couple of hours chatting because she'd finished her shift. And then, what did I do? Oh, I treated myself to a facial. I haven't had a facial for God knows how long. I can't remember. But funnily enough, when Olivia and I went to the Wedding Expo earlier in the year, there was a stall there that was like a beautician makeup artist wanting us to book on the day for Olivia's wedding makeup. And if she'd booked on the day, she would have got 6-week treatment, an anti-wrinkle treatment. And the lady said, which you could give to your mother. And I thought, oh, okay, so I obviously need some attention. So we didn't book on the day because we were offended. So I thought, I'll go and get a nice facial. And the lady that did my facial on Tuesday said, that's just so rude. And she said, you don't even need anti-wrinkle treatment. So that made me feel better. So thanks for asking, Deb. Okay, so this is the Textured Chic paper. So it's in the catalogue in the Designer Series paper section on page 134, but it's also shown on page 98 and 99 with the other products. So it's sort of seashells, and it's got a snowflake, and some of the paper's got snowflake on it. I didn't get this. I'll get that later, the distressed gold, but I will get that. But it's sort of not masculine-y looking, but it's sort of grungy, if you know what I mean. So this is the piece we're going to use on our card today. And that's the back, but I wanted the gold bit showing. But that could be used for masculine cards. So this is, let's turn them over. So it's a specialty paper. So it does have the gold embossed in it. See, it is really not masculine at all. I mean, that one could be used for masculine. This is the one that's got snowflakes on it. So even though we don't have snow at Christmas, you could use that for Christmas cards. So it's not really a masculine paper pack. So that's the one we're using. But there are pieces in it that could be used for masculine cards. And I thought, well, I did not think I would use this paper for a masculine card. But there you go. So sometimes it's nice to switch around the sweets a little bit and mix and match. So I quickly opened that this morning and I've cut it up. So the matching colours in this paper is Evening Evergreen, Mango Melody, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Soft Succulent and Soft Suede. So let's, nice grunge. It is, Sue, grungy. So let's get our stuff. I thought it was a bit rude too, Deb. It's not the way to win customers, is it? To tell them that they need anti-wrinkle treatment. How rude. Anyway, we won't worry about her. So what you need for the card today is, these are the measurements. I need to move my paper up a little bit, I think. So that's the piece of grunge that we're using. So it's an A5 card base, but in basic black. And I've cut it lengthways because sometimes I like to do my cards that way. So that's that. 9 times 13.4 centimetres for Evening Evergreen. And then my layering piece is half a centimetre less, so 8.5 by 12.9. And then I've got a 9 by 9 centimetre square of basic black and an 8.5 by 8.5 of very vanilla. I thought white would be a bit too stark, so I've gone very vanilla. So they're the pieces, the dimensions that we're using today. If you want to take a screenshot or note that down. Somebody told me I don't give long enough time for the dimensions, so here we go. I will have a sip of coffee as I do this. That's okay, Sue. You can always watch the replay. Okay, so I hope everyone's got those if they're wanting them. Otherwise, you can go back, watch the replay and pause it on that bit. So we've got basic black card base, just like so. And this is going to be in a little, it's a bit smaller than your normal card front because I just thought I'd do it that way. So we're just going to layer our paper onto our Evening Evergreen. And I meant to get a new glue pot out and I forgot. So we'll have to bang and carry on with this one. I'll put it back in upside down, which is the way I store it. Okay. So just layering that on, giving it a nice edge. There we go. And that's going to go on our card front. I don't know if I'm going to put it on dimensionals or not yet. So then we've got this. And I think I need a new blade in my cutting tool. Might have to do that today. Got lots to do today. There we go. Now I've got a bit of goop there, so I'm just going to get my little eraser. There we go. Okay, so we're going to get a bit of scrap paper, put that there, and get our tools out. Okay, so I'm going to use soft suede, one of the colours in this paper pack, not that there's any soft suede there. And I've got black memento. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my sentiment first, because then that will determine where I can put everything else. So I'm just going to make sure, yep, got tacky bits on me. So I'll try not to bring my head in, but I'm just going to stamp this up here in the top right corner, hopefully straight. Yeah, that's not too bad. I'll go with that. And then I've got my black memento. So, hope everyone's having a nice week. It's a bit cold, but at least it's not raining. That's all I can say. At least it's not raining. I can deal with the cold, but all that rain we had, I can't deal with that. Okay, just going to stamp and make sure, yep. So I'm just going to, I'm using black memento. And then I'm just going to bring that over here and stamp. Oh, I'm down too far, aren't I? Let me move it up. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's cold, but at least it's not raining. That's all I can say. Okay, so we're going to use the spanner. No, not the spanner. The pliers. I'm going to stamp it. Okay, so just stamp that there. It stamps really nicely. I reckon you're happy, Deb. That's okay, Lynn. Off you go. You can't miss appointments. Your hubby Deb would probably, with that shed of his, this would probably be a great set for him. Now, don't want to bring my head in. There we go, chisel. So that's all I'm going to put on that little piece. And put my lid, put my lid on. Okay, and then I'm just going to grab my stamping blends, put that there, and I'm going to use soft suede, I think, yes. Oh, exciting news. We've got, yes, we've got an applicant for our job at work. I'm so excited. The application came in about 3:30 yesterday afternoon. Oh, and Judy and I, my co-worker, we were so excited. So we've responded to her and she's coming in on Tuesday for an interview. Okay, so this is dark soft suede. I'm just wondering whether light, I'm going to just do light, just for the hammer handle. Just going over that. So we're so excited, so hopefully I'll be able to cut back a day or two. Ultimately, I'd like to work 2 days a week, because then I could give more time to my little stamping business, which is flourishing at the moment, which is so nice. Okay, so that looks like a wooden hammer handle, doesn't it? And with the texture on the stamp, you don't really need to do light and dark, because the texture from the stamped image is showing up on that. And I'm going to colour the handle of the chisel as well. So, fingers crossed. Well, we've only had one applicant, and the ad's been running for 3 weeks. So, obviously people don't want to work in the medical administration field, which is sad. Very sad. Anyway, We've got one and we're happy with one. We'll take whatever we can get. Now just let me, okay, I think I've got a bit of a, I know where I can put those. Anyway, so now to make it really grungy, we could scruff up the edge, and we could do that, and we could dauber the edge. We could do that. So I do have a scruffing tool somewhere, but I'm just going to use my scissors. So if you haven't seen scruffing done before, just get the side of your scissors and go along the cardstock like this, and it grunges it up a bit, makes it all scruffy. And Stampin' Up used to have a little tool that did this, and that's the tool I've got. I think it's in my toolkit down here beside me. But they haven't brought that one back. I'm hoping they'll bring that back. They are bringing back the embossing buddy. So this little fellow, when you heat emboss, to get rid of all the extra static and stuff, they've brought that back. That's coming in the mini catalogue that starts in July, and that is so good. So that's good. So we keep putting things into what's called the sandbox to say bring something back that should never have retired. So hopefully they're listening to all the demonstrators out there and doing what they're told. So this just roughs up your edge, and you can make it as scruffy as you like. I'm going to do a technique class, I think it's August, called cracked glass technique, and I've been trying to figure out what stamp set to use for that technique. You do get little scraps all over your desk, just sweep them aside. I'm trying to work out what stamp set to use for that technique class, and I think I might have just stumbled upon this one. Now, I'm not quite sure how a dauber will work with this, but let's have a look now that it's been scruffed. Okay, soft suede, where are you? There you are. So let me, okay, I need to put a bit more on it. Okay, so then I'm just going to dauber around the scruffing, and these are little things that you can do to make cards look a little bit more masculine and rustic. Yeah, that's working. I thought the scruffing might have affected it, but because I don't scruff very often. Maybe I should. So it's sort of shabby chic. Okay. And more scruffing goes there. Close that up. Okay. Now I'm going to put that down with my glue, and I might put that on dimensional. I will definitely have to get another glue pot out for anything else I do today. I've got a busy day. I've got to do another scrapbook page layout for my scrapbook class. That's in 2 weeks, or 2 weeks? I think it's 2 weeks. I've got to make sure I've got the cards I want for my masculine card class. And I've got my pre-order I could unbox. Oh, so exciting. I might do a little unboxing video, just sort of record it as I open things up and load it up. So I am going to put that on dimensionals. So you could use die cuts for these shapes, because we do have squares in the stylish shape dies. But when I'm just sort of mucking around and trying to come up with a card, I tend to just do the cardstock cutting rather than use a die, and then I can go on later and figure out where I want to improve on my design. Okay, so I'm just sort of trying to eyeball it and put that center on that panel. And I never really put, I don't say never, I rarely put ribbon on masculine cards. You could put twine. Twine always works for masculine cards. I like twine, but I tend not to embellish a lot. Because let's face it, the men don't really care, which is just wrong. So I'm not, I think I'll put that flat. I think I will put that flat. So, and I'm just going to center that on my card base. Put that flat. I think that's centered. And I will get some of the new rustic metal dots. Oh, my washing machine's doing something funny. It's calling me. Shut up. Okay, so these are in the annual catalogue. They're new. And these are great for masculine cards, I find. Okay, so just trying to work out where I want to put them. I might put it here, and I'll do some little ones. So there's the brushed metal dots as well, which are really good. I'll show you those too in a second. Oh, yep. So, is Mike's shed really cold in winter, Deb? Oh no, I think he's got a pot-belly stove or something, doesn't he? Of course he's going to have all the luxuries. Okay, so there's the rustic metal dots, and these are the brushed metallic dots, which are also really good for masculine cards. They're great. That would have worked on these as well, on this card as well. So let me pop these back in here. Yes. Thought so. Okay, so I will put, I haven't got a vanilla piece cut, so I'll do that later. But I will put a vanilla piece of cardstock inside as my layer. And actually, I shall do that now because I can. So I've got a piece of vanilla here that I'm working on. I'm also playing with the Abigail Rose suite of products and working on a card for that. That might be my Makeup Monday card. I'll have a little think about that. Okay, so that will go in here, and let's see what strong, solid, dependable, just like coffee. Okay, what could we do? We could do this one. So I will need my soft suede back. Or you could also trim it off with a piece of the designer series paper if you wanted to. I might go this way. Nice. And then I shall do It's Your Day. That's another nice one. Because I'm sure I will give this to some male in our life, in my life. It's your day. Is that going to fit there? Let me see. Let's try. Don't like that. Turn it over. Let's do the greeting first. It's your day. Perfect. And let's get I don't even know what this thing's called. That's terrible that I don't know, isn't it? But let's do it this way, hey? I know it's a clamp of some sort. That's about all I know. Okay. So now I'm going to just use my little... You love Abigail? Oh, all right. I'll give you a sneak peek of what I'm working on, Deb. You love... it's beautiful. The problem is everything is so beautiful. It's just not fair. There we go. That's our inside finished off too. Got to finish off the inside. So that's our card using vintage tools. I'm sure this one's going to get a lot of use with me. So where's our other one? So there's my two vintage tool ones. I might use this one in my card class, in my masculine card class. I like that. I like the little bit of colouring. So there are two cards. Clamp or vice, that's it. I said clamp, I was close. Okay, so let's put that stamp set to one side. And let me show you what I've been working on, Deb. I think you're the last man standing. Everybody else has had to go off to appointments. So this is called a concertina fold panel card. How about that? That's pretty cool, isn't it? I think it's cool. So I'm just working out how I want to decorate the front. I was going to do two panels here, but I think I'll do I know I'm thinking I might cut two of these out and put them here, and then put another one on the back, maybe, not sure. And that's where you'd have to write. So I thought, because there's no room to write on this one, I thought I'd put this card into a fancy fold class sometime. But yeah, I just watched a lady in Canada. No, was she Canada? No, I think she was England, in the UK, make it. And it's really not as hard as you think. It just has a bit of a wow factor. So that's what I thought I'd do for my Makeup Monday. I know. I love the colours. So it's used one piece of A4 cardstock and one piece of 12 by 12, because, actually not even a whole piece, because that's 6 by 12, that piece, and then you cut this piece out. No. These pieces I used from the cutouts, and this is another piece which I just flipped over, used the back of the paper. So, and then that's just a little bit of stamping there. And then I thought, well, what can I do on the front? So I thought I'd like sort of make it like a book binding at the back, and maybe two of the stamped images coloured in somehow, and maybe incorporate a bit of petal pink or something, some colour into it. I don't know, got to finish that off too. And then I'll do it for my Makeup Monday. I'll make a different one in different paper and see what that looks like. So yeah, Abigail Rose. There's just too many nice things, isn't there, Deb? All right, ladies, or lady. That's my, card and a cuppa for today, using the Vintage Tools stamp set. So we can get some masculine cards happening for our men, the men in our life. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a great long weekend, and keep warm and enjoy the sunshine while we have it. Thanks, Deb. Bye for now.